Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandhati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. So happy as soon as you land in India, you pass your started. Thank you so much, Mataji. Welcome to the I'm saying welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for your warm welcoming. Very happy to always have you on the call without a break. This is Preeti Vilasni Devidasi from Atlanta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your sweet, encouraging words. And thank you so much for all the love. Hari Bol, welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Shashidhar joining from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shashidhar Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Prabhuji did not yet join, so we will wait until Prabhuji joins. We have time also, 5 more minutes to go. So we'll chant Mataji until Prabhuji joins. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Prabhuji has joined the call. Hare Krishna. Mataji, would you like to start the recording, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Preeti Das ji from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Before we start our call, as usual, we read Srila Prabhupada quote. Today is November 29th. Any work that is performed by a devotee in Krishna consciousness is never work on the material platform, although it may appear to be so. Letter to Krishna Kanta, November 29th, 1970. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Jivana Gaura Hari Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Caitanya Bhagavata, Adi Khanda, chapter 14, verses 82 to 92. Prabhuji, it's very, very nice to have you on the call today, Prabhu. Please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees assembling here to hear about the glories of Lord Chaitanya, which is written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, Caitanya Bhagavat. So Adi Khanda, chapter 14. Today we will be seeing from verse 86. I hope you are, the screen is visible now. Vinita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So verse 86. Tade ara ekamaha brahma daitya ache antare rakshasa vipra kacha matra kache. There is a powerful Brahma Daitya in Radha Desha. Although he externally dresses like a Brahmana, internally he is a demon. So this is a verse where Vrindavan Das Thakur is highlighting that even at the time of Mahaprabhu, because this chapter is like Mahaprabhu's travel to Bangladesh, that is East Bengal, and also when he returned back to Navadip, there was sudden disappearance of his eternal consort wife, Lakshmi Priya. So the demons, they exist in all yugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So demons exist in all four yugas. And we can see that in Satya Yuga, the number of demons, they were less. And in Treta Yuga, they increased. Dwapara Yuga, still they increased. And Kali Yuga, unlimited. Satya Yuga, demons, they were living in different planets like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Then in Treta Yuga, in different countries like Lord Ram in Ayodhya and Ravan in Sri Lanka. Then Dwapara Yuga, demons lived in same country but in different provinces like Kamsa in Mathura, and Krishna was residing in Vrindavan. In Kali Yuga, the demons take their residence in everyone's heart. So in that way, before going to the next verse, because anarthas are also like demons, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that demons are like anarthas, and the doubts are also like demons. Not everyone can take to the process of Krishna consciousness so easily. Somehow or other, if a person takes to Krishna consciousness by the mercy of Hari Guru Vaishnava, he is considered to be the most fortunate soul. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in Shikshamritam about 21 types of demons in our heart. Like daily we have Mangalarati. daily we also recite Sikshashtaka. Like that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that actually the demoniac propensity who are all residing in our heart should be identified, and we have to pray to Nama Prabhu. O Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, O Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, please be merciful upon me. I have so much demoniac anarthas in my heart. Let all of it be eradicated, and let my name and let my mind be always attracted to the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna. This should be the prayer of a sadhaka which he should do every day. So, at the time of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, certainly Mahaprabhu didn't kill any demon, nor did he come with any astra. Using his weapon of Maha Mantra, he killed all the demoniac propensities in the heart. So we will be seeing what are all the demoniac propensities in our heart. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, actually every day, we should say like propensities. We have to pray. Putana represents pseudo spiritual guru. If a guru doesn't teach Atma Tattva, rather in the name of spiritual advancement, teaches all other marka like fruitive activities or even not related to Krishna, that propensity is known to be Putana. So Putana represents pseudo spiritual guru because she disguised as a beautiful lady, but her intention was to kill Krishna. In Garga Samhita, all the demons, why they took that form and what desire they had in their previous life so that they could take such form with such evil propensity is clearly mentioned. One such instance is like Putana was in her previous life Ratnamala, daughter of Bali Maharaj. So when Vamana came, Ratnamala, she was attracted to the bodily beauty of Vamanadev. She wanted to breastfeed Vamanadev. And we know that after Bali Maharaj promised to give 3 footsteps of land, then Vamanadev became Trivi Karma. Then immediately her intention was to kill Trivi Karma. So she developed 2 ambitions, to breastfeed Vamanadev and to kill Trivi Karma. Krishna, he fulfilled her desire. So she came as Putana. So like that, all the demons, they have a past history. So Putana, externally, she disguised as a beautiful lady, and then her attention was to kill. But Krishna took that Bhava Grahi Janardana, and also it gives us a hope that actually, even if Krishna can grant not only liberation, but also an eternal residential status to Putana, for a devotee who does devotional service favorably in the sense the intention is to please Krishna. There may be many defects. So certainly Krishna awards us the greatest benefit. Naturally, the tendency of the devotee is to think that I am most fallen significant. That is the right attitude. But here actually we should get hope. Spiritual life means nourishing hope after hope. And Sakatasura. So Sakatasura, he didn't have any gross body, Yari body. So generally the Yari body, the ghost, they want to take some form. So he took the form of a cart. And then Krishna, Sakatasura represents bad habit, lethargy, laziness. So bad habit, lethargy, laziness is also a demon. Why? Because it stops our further advancement in Krishna consciousness. So it's considered to be an anartha. That's why there is a proverb which they say that whatever bad habit a child develops till he goes to the crematorium, burial ground, that habit will be there. But Krishna, in order to give mercy, using his lotus feet, he just kicked the cart. So the wheel got dismantled. So if a person comes in contact with the lotus feet of Krishna by worshipping him, so he can dismantle the cycle of birth and death. So that is the lesson. Every pastime of Krishna gives us a lesson, and also gives enjoyment to the residents of Vrindavan. And here we can also see that Krishna got angry, because if you see the picture, we can know that Krishna was put at the bottom and all the paraphernalia was put above the top. So generally the paraphernalia should be to assist in the devotional service of Krishna. So Krishna should be put in the upside of the cradle, and the paraphernalia should be in the lower side. So that's why Krishna also got angry. So a Sakatasura represents bad habit, lethargy, laziness. Trinavarta, he represents material, scholarship, pride. Actually, Krishna wanted to have an aerial view of Vrindavan. Generally, newborn baby, when they take up, generally the elderly people, they throw them 2-3 feet high and then they catch. But Mother Yashoda could not throw Krishna to more than few feet high. So Krishna immediately desired that I want to have an aerial view of Vrindavan. Then immediately, in order to fulfill the desire of Krishna, Trinavarta came into the picture. And we all know that Krishna killed him by crunching his throat. Krishna didn't use any weapon in Vrindavan. For Putana, he used a lip. For Sakatasura, lotus feet. And for Trinavarta, just throat catching. That also by his hand. Trinavarta represents material, scholarship, pride. There is nothing wrong in having material education. Certainly it helps to maintain the body. But keeping that as the ultimate goal of the life, like Trinavarta went up in the air only to fall down. Only material education is condemned. That's why in Ishopanishad it is mentioned that you can cultivate material education along the path of spiritual education. There is nothing wrong on that. And Vatsasura, childish greed mentality. Everyone has greediness. What is the childish greed mentality? Getting attached to insignificant things. And that's why that demon, Vatsasura, came as a calf. And then Krishna, using his lotus hand, caught the tail of the calf and then whirled it around, then became dead. So if a child goes to the grocery store, naturally the attraction will be only for the toy and the playthings. Little things, it keeps in their mind as the main big thing. So that is also, yeah, because even the same habit develops even when they grow up in age, because the habit doesn't go so easily. Whatever we hear, that becomes our thought. Thought becomes word. Word becomes action. Action becomes habit. Habit becomes our swabhav. Swabhav is nothing but character, and the character gets reflected in the society. So constantly hearing about the divine qualities of Krishna, what is the output? Not only the person character is changed from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness, but that also gets reflected in the society. So and then Bakasura, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions the highlight of Krishna killing the Bakasura is Bakasura actually he swallowed Krishna and then couldn't keep Krishna in his throat, and then actually he vomited Krishna out. Can Krishna be swallowed? But that was a puzzling for the demigods. Cunningness and duplicity represents Bakasura. Cunningness, business, any type of business or any type of exploitation, that is considered to be cunningness and duplicity. If cunningness and duplicity is there, then Bakasura is seated in everyone's heart. Not that actually demon means two horns with the two carnivorous teeth. So these are all the demoniac propensity. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that actually whenever there is a danger for devotees, we should immediately call the devotee of the Bakasura killer. Bakasura killer is Krishna. And Krishna's devotee, the acharyas. If we call Krishna, I mean, if a person wants to embrace Maya, if he calls Krishna half-heartedly, then Krishna, being Paramatma, situated in the heart, may fulfill the desire. Oh, you want to embrace Maya and you are also calling my name. I will fulfill your desire. But if we call the Acharya's name, pure devotee's holy name, then they will never allow Maya to be embraced by the devotees or the disciples. They put some obstacle. That way, sense gratification always has its own obstacle. Whenever there is obstacle encountered in sense gratificatory activities, we should immediately feel that, oh, we have got the mercy of Guru. One devotee, he shared his realization. There is one cash crop. I mean, if it is grown, it actually gives the power to engage oneself in sense gratificatory activities, because that is an ingredient used in medicines. But he, being the devotee, he purchased a lot of seeds and then sowed in many acres of land. It was a loss for him. But he's a big mercantile class. So he told that I have got the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. That's why actually no seed fructified and there was a loss. But anyhow, I have got the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. So we should think that actually Guru is always helping us in every moment, because in material world, if a person wants to enjoy material life, he has to encounter many impediments. That impediment gives us an impetus. Any impediment that comes in sense gratificatory activity means that it has to be regulated and it has to be given in one day. It has to be renounced. That is the thing. And then Agashura, only in this demon killing, Krishna increased his height. In another demon killing, Krishna never increased his height, because actually the friends went and then they went inside the mouth of Agashura. They were playing like a jumping bed. Children go to museum, jumping bed, they never come out. Krishna knows actually friends were entering inside, but anyhow, Agashura was still opening his mouth till Krishna came inside his mouth. And when Krishna went, due to the poisonous vapor, and also by the Yogamaya potency, no one was killed, but anyhow, they were put in a Yoga Nidra stage. There were no audience. So that's why Krishna increased his height. No audience. He can increase his height. He can kill Agashura, because he never wanted some gap in the intimacy between himself and devotees. If he increases his height before the devotee, then the devotee would start to think that, oh, the person whom we thought is our close friend is Supreme Lord, and they would worship him with awe and veneration. That Krishna didn't like. So Krishna also reciprocated. So what did he do? You allowed my friends and me to enter into your body. So when Aghasura was killed, the soul from the body of Aghasura came and then merged in the body of Krishna. So you allowed us inside your body. Now I am allowing you in my body. Jnani strive to merge into the effulgence of Brahma Jyoti. But here we can see the mercy of Krishna. Krishna easily gives that liberation. Sayuja Mukti. Generally, Sayuja Mukti, no devotee desires Sayuja Mukti. For Sayuja Mukti, the Jnanis, they strive for many years. But for demon being killed by Krishna, they attain it very easily. For some time, he stayed in the body of Krishna, and some demons, they also get promoted to the spiritual world. So how Krishna is reciprocating. Then comes Casey, thinking that I am a great devotee. Means that actually Casey is situated in our heart. What does Aghasura represent? Aghasura represents hatred. The person has hatred towards any living entity. It means that Aghasura is in one's heart. Hatred can come to any living entity. If we hate cats and dogs, plants and animals, it means that Aghasura in some propensity is situated in our heart. Showing hatredness to any living entity, then actually it develops into showing hatredness towards human being, then it develops to hatredness towards Vaishnavas, then it develops hatredness towards spiritual master, then it develops hatredness towards Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, all living entities are my eternal fragment. And Caitanya Mahaprabhu also says, all living entities are my fragmental parts. So you don't have any right to show envy or hatredness towards other living entity. Casey, boasting attitude. In material world, everyone does something and they boast themselves. Like even in devotional activity, if a person boasts themselves, I have done this, I have done that, it means that Casey is situated in one's heart. Casey, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions the thinking that I am a great devotee and a spiritual master. Everything works only under the potency of Krishna. Nothing exists beyond Krishna. So Krishna means his potency, his devotees, his paraphernalia, everything is included. Krishna is the source and the ultimate cause. And how did Krishna kill Casey? If a person is boasting himself, we will say, shut up your mouth. Don't talk too much. So Krishna, he plucked the tongue of Casey and then killed. Too much boasting. Sometimes they may become dumb in the next life. Telling too much lies. Then they may get staggering in their speech. So it's all unnoticeable symptom. But everything has a cause and effect. Then we can see Dhenakasura, gross material intelligence and ignorance of the spiritual knowledge or spiritual self. Generally, a person spends from LKG to UG, PG or PhD 20 to 25 years. But when it comes to read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, he says that, oh, when I read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, I get sleep. Ignorance of the spiritual self and gross material intelligence. As donkey, they carry only unwanted things, not useful things. So it was killed by Balaram. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that what is the difference between Krishna killing the demons and Balaram killing the demons? So for spiritual upliftment and advancement, we have to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya Bhagavat, Caitanya Charitamrita, Caitanya Mangal daily. When we hear the pastime incident of Krishna killing a specific demon, the anarthas representing that demon gradually vanishes from our heart. But in case of Balaram killing the demons, we have to put personal effort. Like Chanakya Pandit says that charity, japa, reading should never be given up. If you want to advance in spiritual life, the nourishment of bhakti, constant hearing and reading should be there, chanting. So daily actually Bhagavad Gita, that's why it's called as Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. The effort has to be there. And then Kaliya, envy. Showing envy towards any living entity in one way is tantamount to showing envy towards Krishna, because they are all the eternal fragmental parts. We cannot say that, oh, the Prime Minister, President is close to me, I will show respect, but for his family members, I can disrespect. No. All living entities are eternal fragmental parts. Showing any tinge of envy towards any living entity is in one way tantamount to showing envy towards Krishna. Actually, here in this incident only, when Kaliya, that envy actually Krishna removed by dancing in his food. When poison came out, envy is like a poison. Too much envy, if they have, then they get the birth of a snake. He also aroused Vatsalya Bhava. Oh, my son Krishna, being held in the coils of Kaliya. Actually, Krishna didn't kill Kaliya. Why? There are many purposes. One is that actually this was the age where actually Krishna, using Kaliya as the platform, danced on the platform of Kaliya and he impressed Radharani for the first time. So you acted as a platform to impress Radharani. Radharani was completely mesmerized. Oh, Krishna is doing such. Because hero means he has to do something to attract the heroine. There are many factors also. Why? Because the Nagapatnis also, they also prayed. Krishna was merciful. Somehow they are related to the devotee, no? And Balaram was also wondering, Krishna is always sleeping in my Anantasesh form. He never played with me, but what fortune Kaliya had, he is playing with this snake. So many pastime, many interesting events. If you churn the commentary of the Acharyas, you can hear more. But Kaliya represents envy. Then Pralambashura, also killed by Balaram. Pralamba came as a friend. Later he showed his demoniac form. Then actually with his hand fist, Balaram killed Pralambashura. He came and then joined in the team of Krishna. And then Krishna's team got defeated. So he took Balaram in the shoulders and he was running. Then actually the Yogamaya potency works like that. Sometimes the Yogamaya potency also puzzles Balaram. So immediately he recognized and then with his fist killed Pralambashura. So he came as a friend. So what is the anartha representing this Pralambashura? Lusty inclination and a desire for name and fame. But it actually, lusty inclination, desire for name and fame results in death. Boyfriend, girlfriend, Instagram, Facebook, new contacts. They share the number. 6 months, 1 year relationship. Then in the newspaper, it comes. Someone has killed someone. Lusty inclination leads to death. Name and fame. The person gets too much name and fame. And it also lead to the person who are surrounding them, put them in a permanent sleep. So what is the lesson we have to learn? Lusty inclination. If you daily hear Balaram killing Pralambashura, will that lusty inclination go? Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, personal effort, whenever mind run towards a sense gratificatory object, we have to put our personal effort to bring it back and to always remember the lotus feet teaching, instruction, and to engage in various devotional activity. So personal effort should be there. Then we can see Krishna correcting the Brahmanas in sacrifice. They were doing yajna, Brahmanas. But when Krishna Balaram sent his friend that they were hungry, they were busy in karma kanda activities, failed and neglect to serve Krishna. Only the yajnapatis, they served Krishna with nice opulent food. Pride arising by following one's own varnashrama dharma. Varnashram is not a anga of bhakti. In bhakti, like when we chant, when we hear, there is no need to offer it to Krishna because that process itself, it has an intrinsic quality of being offered to Krishna when we engage it. But other activities like when we donate something or do some activity, we have to offer it. So the Varnashram system is only a stepping stone. And the Varnashram system is collapsed in Kali Yuga, no matter whatever it may be the stage. If a person engages in Bhakti Yoga by following any of the 9 process of devotional service, he is sure to attain Krishna. So Bhakti is not dependent on Varnashram. So there is no need to have true pride. Oh, I have born in an aristocratic family. No need. It actually only makes us a distance from Krishna if we have pride. Then Krishna extinguishing the first forest fire, internal communal discord among Vaishnavas and other Sampradaya. My Sampradaya teaching is the best. Arguing with that. So that is like a forest fire. What does forest fire do? Actually, completely it will fire up all the trees. It will make into ashes. And also debating and arguing for little things. There are in spiritual scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, many things are being spoken and taught. Not understanding the essence and not understanding the intention, not understanding the commentary of the acharyas properly, started to arguing, making a team. It's like a forest fire. 1 team, 2 team, opposite team. Krishna told his devotees to close their eyes. Why? Because already when in Brahmanta Ghat, Krishna was eating dirt and mud, it was reported to Mother Yashoda by his friends. And Mother Yashoda fainted just seeing the complete universe in Krishna's lotus mouth. But if the same incident is reported by his friend, oh, Krishna today swallowed the fire, then what will happen? Because she has so much intense love and affection for Krishna, she cannot digest that, oh, my son has been surrounded by forest fire and he has swallowed it. It would even make her prolonged time of fainting. But the Saranagati principle should be also learned from the devotees. When Krishna told, close your eye, everyone closed. If we are told, then 1 eye will be closed and 1 eye we will open. What Krishna is doing? They have complete faith. And when demons' problem is that they had complete faith. Oh, Krishna is there. Nothing will happen to us. That's why surrender is a journey and not a destination. Then Krishna extinguishing the second forest fire. Bhakti attacked by atheism. Generally, when a person has some knowledge of the scriptures, then he can counteract atheistic philosophy. Atheistic person also, they have many points. Oh, you are all worshipping Lord Balaji. He himself could not protect him, and many soldiers are protecting him outside by having AK-47 gun. And you are all worshipping Balaji, who himself cannot protect himself. And when you are riding a vehicle, is Krishna coming and then going to protect you if you don't properly apply your brake? So don't worship Krishna. It is only our personal effort. Like that, atheistic people, they start to argue. They also have in Vedas there are 4,000 questions which atheistic people can ask that Krishna doesn't exist, and 4,000 answer is also there. Now hardly maybe 30-40 questions atheistic people will know. And then actually Nanda Maharaj taken away by Varunadev, thinking that devotional bliss can be enhanced by intoxication. That is also an anartha. And then Nanda Maharaj was swallowed by Python. So father, actually Krishna, father is Nanda Maharaj. So the bhakti can be swallowed if we hear Mayavada philosophy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't hear Mayavada philosophy. It will completely swallow your bhakti. So that's why Krishna demonstrated why Nanda Maharaj was swallowed by Python, and Nanda Maharaj cried for help, Krishna, Krishna. Then Krishna came, and then with his lotus feet, he first liberated the Python, and also Nanda Maharaj came out. And then like Krishna lifting Govardhan hill, demigod worship, and thinking that I am supreme. Indra had that feeling, I am supreme. Person engaging in demigod worship. That is also one way an anartha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Praja. Give up everything. Give up everything means actually he stresses Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. One can also practice Karma Yoga if a specific anga of Bhakti is served favorably. There is no harm in it. Arjuna also fought as a Kshatriya in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So sometimes apparently one may be engaged in Bhakti process, and apparently due to the situation he may be engaged in any of the Varnashrama Dharma, but he may be favorably doing those activities. They are all considered to be spiritual ones. And then Aristasura, worshipping false religious system invented by cheaters, causing neglect of Bhakti. The bull, many avatars. Then Vyomasura, associating with thieves and rascals who pose themselves to be avatars. Everyone wants to have a selfie. A big Yogi Baba comes, they want to have a selfie, associating with thieves and rascals. One sannyasi, senior sannyasi from ISKCON, he happened to meet a Baba because he was claiming himself to be Narayan. So the senior sannyasi asked, who are you? I am Narayan. Then the senior sannyasi asked Krishna at his age of 125. He didn't have any beard or gray color hair, but your hairs are all gray and your beard is also gray in color. Why is it so? He told, it is my special leela. Then the senior sannyasi told, this special leela is done by every person in this world. And he immediately put his head down. Like that, many avatars are there. Then we can understand Aristasura, Vyomasura. Then Sankachuda. Sankachoda also represents lusty inclination and name and fame under the pretext of devotion. Pralambasura represents lusty inclination and name and fame. Sankachoda represents lusty inclination and name and fame under the pretext of devotion. A person engages in lusty activities under the blanket of bhakti, it means that he has Sankachoda in his heart. Pralambasura was straightly killed by Balaram. But Sankachoda, since he was giving fear to the gopis and chastising the gopis, Krishna first took the Sanku, the conch from his head. Generally, if a person engages in sense gratificated activities, no newspaper or TV channel will report that. But if a mutt leader happens to do so, then they put it as a headline. Severe insult. Krishna will expose if a person engages in lusty inclination, activity, sense gratification, contradictory to the regulative principles under the blanket of bhakti. Then Dvivida, Sadhuninda or Vaishnava Para, killed by Balaram. We cannot say that till today I have not committed Vaishnava Para and be relaxed. Effort should be done daily. That's why in the morning we chant Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vachapatikana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Because the devotees are very, very intimately related to Supreme Lord Krishna. What is the purpose in offending them? If you serve them, Krishna is pleased. And if they are offended, or if we unknowingly hurt them, then bhakti is very sensitive. We may chant the holy name, but we may not realize the taste. Just only hearing Vedic scriptures only for the purpose of gaining knowledge and not striving for realization. Sanatan Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita says that it's like cooking a vegetable without a salt. The flavor should be experienced. Bhagavatam is for Paramahamsas. It should be relished. Caitanya Charitamrita is finer detail of Bhagavatam. So naturally, it has to be relished. Are we relishing it? We should strive for relishing Bhagavatam and Gaura Leela. So, the demons were present even at the time of Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu, using his mercy, how he converted Jagai Madai into a wonderful first-class devotee, we can learn from it. So, the lesson is that actually it hardly takes 2 to 3 minutes daily. Putana represents pseudo-spiritual guru, Sakatasura represents bad habit, lethargy, laziness, Janavarta material scholarship pride, Vatsasura childish freedom mentality, Bakasura cunningness and duplicity, Agashura cruelty and hatred, Dhenakashura gross material intelligence and ignorance of spiritual knowledge, Kaliya envy, Pralambasura lusty inclination, desire for name and fame, Krishna correcting the Brahmanas in sacrifice, pride arising by following one's own Varnashrama dharma, Krishna extinguishing the first forest fire, internal communal discord among Vaishnavas and other Sampradaya, Krishna swallowing the second forest fire, Bhakti attacked by atheism, Nanda Maharaj taken away by Varuna, speculating that devotional bliss can be enhanced by intoxication, Nanda Maharaj swallowed by Paitan, Bhakti swallowed by impersonalism, defeating Indra, demigod worship and thinking that I am supreme, Aristasura worshipping false religious system invented by cheaters causing neglect of Bhakti, Vyomasura associating with thieves and rascals who pose themselves to be avatars, Sankachoda lusty inclination, desire for name and fame under the pretext of devotion, and then Dvivida, Sadhuninda, Vaishnava Para, 21 types of anatas. In a low grade or a medium grade or in a high grade is in everyone's heart. So like we do Mangalarti daily, we do Sikshastaka reading before taking the chanting bead. All these 21 types of anatas, we should humbly pray to the lotus feet of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Oh Nama Prabhu, oh Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, you are very merciful. Please help me in eradicating all these anarthas, demoniac propensities in my heart, and let my mind be always attached to the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Prayers work. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Verse 87. Se papishta apanare bolai gopal, atayeva tare shobe balena shibal. That sinful person advertised himself as Gopala, and the people therefore called him a jackal. So Mahaprabhu, when he was on the route from Navadip going to East Bengal, he happened to meet various types of people. He met devotees, he met Mayavadis, he met thieves, he met people who claimed themselves to be avatars, innocent people. How he reciprocated and how he transformed, that is the subject matter. Sri Caitanya Chandra Bine Hanyera Ishwar Je Adama Bole Saichar Sochatra. Anyone who accepts someone other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord is fallen, insignificant, and fit for living in hell. This is a strong statement. So can we say, after studying this statement, anyone who accepts someone other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord is fallen, insignificant, and fit for living in hell? The statement is absolute. But how to apply it in our normal day-to-day life? There are also authorized Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. They worship various form of the Lord. Can we go and then say that, oh, you don't accept the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are fit for living in hell? Is that the application part? So the statement is absolute here itself. In Kali Yuga, the people are most fallen. Naturally, the living entities are insignificant. Generally, in Kali Yuga, just by their ordinary activities, they are a fit resident for hell. But if they worship Lord Chaitanya, they will be delivered. So Kali Yuga avatar, Prema Purushottama, that refers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prema Purushottama, one who gives. Krishna sometimes gives bhakti, but not Prema Bhakti. Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya gives Prema Bhakti, Prema Nama Sankirtan. So whoever worships Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord, he is Swayam Bhagavan. They are delivered. Even a little faith that Mahaprabhu is supreme. That's why in Mahaprabhu's pastime, Advaita Acharya requested Mahaprabhu to show the universal form. To Nityananda Prabhu, he showed his four-handed form. And then to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and to Ramananda Rai, he showed his Sadbhuja form. They know that actually because they are confidential associates of the Lord. So they know clearly that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But for the residents of Kali Yuga to believe that Lord Chaitanya is supreme, in order to establish those things, such pastimes happen. Anyone who accepts Lord Chaitanya as supreme is the most fortunate, most fortunate. And we can see how many souls in Kali Yuga has accepted this. So Mahaprabhu, getting the mercy of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, the Panchatattva, their associates like the 6 Goswamis and the Guru Parampara of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, very, very rare. Holy name chanting exists in all yugas. But Prema Nama Sankirtan only in this Kali Yuga. Channa Kali. Mahaprabhu is also called as Channa Avatar, the hidden incarnation. That's why when Mahaprabhu, he was discussing with Ramananda Rai, he rejected Varnashrama Dharma. He also said that Sarvadharman Parityaja, also still more. Sarvadharman Parityaja. give up everything. What is meant by give up everything? After giving up everything, what one does? Practicing of Bhakti Yoga. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost that has been established. And other marga like Karma Jnana, Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, they are all on the lower level. But even if we practice that, so that some anga of bhakti is favorably carried out, that is a welcome. So in that way, actually application part, everyone has to be intelligent. The main angas of bhakti like chanting, doing arati, worshipping the deity, nama sankirtan, residing in a holy place, or having deity residing in house is also a holy place, satsang. So these are all the core activities which has to be done. The foundation given by Rupa Goswami is Anya Bilashita Shunya, which has to be done favorably with the intent to please Krishna. That alone is sufficient. There is no need to have too much definition for bhakti. For Krishna also Mahaprabhu says, Krishna means Yashoda Nandan, Nanda Nandan. I don't want any more explanation. He told it to Vallabhacharya. So the knowledge Krishna and the realization, they are inseparable. What is that knowledge? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, Caitanya Charitamrita. By hearing and then reading, contemplating, meditation, the goal should be to realize Krishna. That's why the knowledge of Vrindavan and the opportunity to visit this important holy place are great gifts to humanity. Gaudiya Vaishnava means the goal is Vrindavan. Gaudiya Vaishnava means the goal is to serve Krishna. Gaudiya Vaishnava means approaching Krishna by the mercy of Lord Caitanya. That's why we are all indebted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. If life is a journey, we should carefully choose our destination. Everyone, they are traveling in the journey path. But the followers of Mahaprabhu, they have modified their life in such a way that their ultimate destination is Vrindavan. Why? To eternally engage in the service of Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya taught that life's goal should be to return to Goloka Vrindavan. After returning to Goloka Vrindavan, what they do? To render devotional service to Krishna. So that's why a person who has accepted the bhakti path of worshipping Krishna is far, 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 far and superior to any other person, because his goal is clear, his journey is pinpointed. Actually, keeping Krishna in the center, keeping Krishna as the goal, keeping Krishna as the object of worship, in whatever circumstances he is, whether he is in abominable situation or whether he is in a favorable situation, he will definitely rise above the three mirths, and then he is sure to attain the platform of loving Krishna eternally. There is no doubt on that. Dui bahu tuliye boli satya kori ananta brahmanda nata gauranga Shri Hari Jaranama smarane samasta bandashai Jaradasha smarane o sarvatra vijay. Therefore, I therefore raise my two arms and boldly declare, Sri Gauranga is the Lord of the innumerable universes. One is free from all bondage simply by remembering him. Indeed, even by remembering his servants, one is always victorious. So here, the shortcut method is also given. Material world means problem. Problem means we have to remember Mahaprabhu. If we remember Mahaprabhu, the problem gets liquidated. All problem exists only because of our forgetfulness nature, forgetting Krishna, forgetting Mahaprabhu. If you remember Lord Krishna, if you remember Lord Chaitanya, all the problem gets solved. That's why Krishna, in his, even when Vasudev, Devaki, they were put in jail with 16 walls, and in each wall there will be a lion so that they don't escape out. Such was the pathetic condition of Devaki and Vasudeva at Mathura, the jail of Kamsa. But when Vasudeva wanted to carry Krishna, the iron shackles got dismantled. Everyone, the so-called security guards, they were put in sleep. The door opened. Yamuna paved the way. So if we carry Krishna in our heart, certainly that is on the higher stage of realizing Krishna is always with me in my heart. At least when the problem comes, when we remember Lord Krishna and Mahaprabhu, actually it gives us an impetus to advance in Krishna consciousness. The more problem comes, the devotee don't worry themselves, because more problem comes, it's the more opportunity to remember Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And a stage will come that is ultimately after Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prema. Now in the initial stage, mind will be always engaged in sense gratification activities, and the stage will come that when mind cannot think anything apart from being attracted to Krishna, mind will never go, it will never deviate. The stage of mind is also like that. That is sure to happen. How is it possible? Only by remembering Mahaprabhu. The meditation of Lord Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastime is very, very powerful. Even mind becomes 10,000 times stronger, like millions and billions of times stronger when it meditates on Krishna. That's why a person who always remember Krishna, Mahaprabhu, the mind is so strong. Whatever they desire, by the mercy of Lord Caitanya, that is sure to happen. Shokal bhuvane deka jajash gai, vipata chadiya baja hena prabhu rapai. Giving up all evil ways, worship the feet of such a Lord whose glories are chanted throughout the entire world. Why giving up all evil ways? All the 21 types of anartha which is situated in one's heart are all evil ways. Karma Khanda, Jnana Marga, Ashtanga Yoga. Why to get bonded in a place where there is no bliss? Devotional service means with the intent to please Krishna, and Krishna reciprocates by giving unlimited bliss. Why a person should engage in evil ways in a place where there is no bliss? It's a matter of contemplation. So how does the evil, bad thought goes away? Only by worshipping the lotus feet of Guru Gauranga. A person, if he has become a devotee of Krishna, is glorified all over the three worlds. That's why when Prabhupada came to Bhubaneswar, Srimad Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj told that the Lingaraj, Lord Shiva, welcome Prabhupada by saying, welcome, please come to this place, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. They are glorified all over the universe, wherever a Vaishnava goes. There's no doubt on that. Hena Mate Shri Vaikunta Nata Gaura Chandra Vidya Rashe Kore Prabhu Bangadeshe Ranga. In this way, Sri Gaura Chandra, the Lord of Vaikunta, happily enjoyed his scholastic pastimes in East Bengal. So Mahaprabhu, wherever he goes, he showers his mercy, blessings. At that time, East Bengal, West Bengal, it was only one. Mahaprabhu taught Sanskrit, grammar, and also the Bengali verses. That's why still in Bangladesh, though it's a Muslim country, the words which they use are all empowered by Lord Chaitanya with Krishna Bhakti. That's why many millions of devotees are there in East Bengal, because Mahaprabhu did his pastime there. Gaura Amara Jay Sabastane, Korala Brahmana Range, Se Sabastana Heribo, Ami Pranayi Bhakata Sange. Wherever Lord Chaitanya has enacted his pastimes, even for a second, with his associate, with the loving association of devotees, we have to go and then visit the place. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, so powerful. Wherever Mahaprabhu visited a place, even for a second. So that's why East Bengal, that is also in one way, it's a Vaikuntha. Wherever Mahaprabhu visited, that place becomes Vaikuntha. Wherever Krishna is there, that place is Vrindavan. Wherever Mahaprabhu is present, that place is also Vrindavan. That place is Navadvip. So Mahaprabhu, he was naughty in his childhood, and when he was grown up, he was enacting his scholastic pastime. And when he married, he was a perfect grahastha, and when he took sannyas, he was a perfect renunciant. And when he gives mercy, he is the most munificent and magnanimous. Every way, Lord Chaitanya, his descendant to this earthly planet, is glorified in all ways. He ultimately comes only to deliver us. So Mahaprabhu wanted to teach the world through the pure love of his devotee, that the essence of the importance of whatever ritual or whatever tradition we may be following is our service attitude. That has to be dovetailed in the service of Krishna. And we desire to please the Lord. If we don't desire to please the Lord, some person we are pleasing. So Lord accepts our inner spirit. Mahaprabhu demonstrated that. All these things external, Varna, Shrama, external. Sarvadharman Paritejya. Yeah, in one way, external one way. What is the purpose of giving it up? Go still higher, higher, higher. But inner spirit, the separation mode of loving Krishna, that was perfectly enacted by Lord Chaitanya. He relished and he gave love for Krishna. Katanchana sprite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vishprite viparitam syat Sri Chaitanyam namami tam. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisance. So this is the power of bhakti, to remember Krishna. Savanam Kirtanam should ultimately result in Smaranam. When we chant the holy name, we should remember. Actually, when vehicles are started during the winter time, then there will be a warm-up for 2 to 5 minutes. Like that, even before chanting the holy name, our mind should be surcharged with the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Then it will have inclination and attachment to it. The yoga principles are meant to control the senses, but there is no scope for the senses of one engaged in the service of the Lord to be dangerous like snakes. These are the gifts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the gift Mahaprabhu gave to us? He all engaged in devotional service. For devotee, actually, the greatest problem is if a person has taken birth in the material world, he is in a great danger. Why? Because he has the senses and mind. The senses and mind are sure to degrade them. But Mahaprabhu has taught us the process that the senses are engaged in devotional service. And that's why devotees are always non-dangerous. In that way also we can appreciate the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Very danger. Very, very danger. One cannot think that actually I am a pious person. Anytime actually a pious person can commit a sin, and anytime a sinful person can commit pious activity. Very, very danger to deal with this senses and mind. Once for all, one should spiritualize the material senses and mind to engage always in the service of Krishna. So that's why Mahaprabhu gave the highest process of loving Krishna. Is Krishna lacking in anything? His laughter, his pleasing conversation, his attractive glances, his style of walking, his loving embrace. Mahaprabhu used to cry at Gambhira, seeing the wonderful form of Krishna. Krishna is so attractive. If a person somehow or other gets attracted to Krishna, his mind cannot go anywhere else. Mahaprabhu taught us this school of crying. So Billamangal Thakur also says the same thing. Smile, smile, and smile. That alone is sufficient to forget completely about the sense gratificatory activities. Prabhupada says that actually Krishna consciousness means complete forgetfulness of sense gratification, because one who is in the spiritual world, and even we can say because Bhava is the budding stage of prema, one forgets the external situation. Mahaprabhu demonstrated that. So attractive is Lord Krishna. The Krishna smile alone is enough to get rid of all our attachment in this material world. So this Mahaprabhu enacted this. This I in this. So if you have any comments or realization, you are ready to share. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. What a relishable class, Prabhuji. And thank you for the very important instructions on first thinking about the 21 anarthas. It's not just something that's there in the demons, it's there in each and every one of us. And we need to pray that we do not perform any of these anarthas. So, and very, very beautiful that we have to also think and meditate on Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So I had a question in that regard, Prabhuji. So when we pray to Gauranga Mahaprabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, do we just chant his name, or do we think of the pastimes, like just like how we have to meditate on the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna? How would we do it for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Krishna is absolute, so the name, form, qualities, pastimes, they are also absolute. So sometimes the holy name comes in the mouth, sometimes the pastime, sometimes the form, sometimes his loving reciprocation with his devotees. Even if we chant, ultimately the form should manifest. So there is nothing wrong in meditating on the form of Mahaprabhu. And we can pray to Mahaprabhu that I have to follow your teachings by the mercy of Guru, taking that as the life and soul in our heart, and we have to execute the mission of Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu came only for this true purpose: chant Hare Krishna and spread the Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu's anxiety is how to deliver the fallen conditioned soul. So we can pray to them, whatsoever it may be, let me act as an instrument in your mission. Let me be a tool in your hand. Let me be a puppet in your hand. So actually, reducing the anxiety of Mahaprabhu and trying to spread the Krishna consciousness movement, that pleases Mahaprabhu very much. And certainly, Mahaprabhu has descended to give love for Krishna Prem. That is for sure. But understanding the heart and mind of Mahaprabhu, for what purpose he came? He relished certainly, but he wanted to deliver all the fallen souls. So somehow or other, little seva, the missionary spirit, Mahaprabhu says, I have only 2 hands, I need more gardeners. I can pluck only 2 mangoes. You all have to distribute. So if we pray in a humble way, Mahaprabhu will be most pleased. And certainly there is nothing wrong that praying to Mahaprabhu or Krishna, I desire to see your beautiful form, because actually chanting and then hearing is to realize Krishna, is to realize Mahaprabhu. When will the day come? That Asha Bandha. We are going to Vrindavan, we are going to Navadip. Every time we go to Vrindavan or Navadip, we have to cry. Oh, I came to Vrindavan, I came to Navadip, but I am not able to see the pastimes of Krishna and the Mahaprabhu. So my heart is stone-hearted. Cry, cry, cry and cry. Mahaprabhu will reveal. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful answer. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, if you have any questions or realizations, please go ahead. Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please take over.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. Every time you come to the class, we get the taste of holy name and also we get the taste of Dham. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for making us hanker for a holy name and also visiting Dhams and glorifying previous acharyas. I really like that in your classes. Always that taste develops a lot, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Thank
dear
you,
devotees.
Krishna.
Is there anybody having any questions? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. First of all, Prabhuji, your class is so inspiring. It's touched to heart to each and every Vaishnava. When our japa is so attentively, we do our japa, then only our Vani is touched to all the Vaishnava, and always you are taking in Sridham, Vrindavan Dham and Shishi Mayapur Dham. It is difficult to explain 16, 17 page in 2 minutes, but I will try to I will try my best, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam, by your mercy. The only way of to please the Guru is to follow the instruction of our Guru. The only way which get determined to follow Guru's instruction is to follow his first and most instruction and wake up early in the morning and do japa. Please forgive me, Prabhuji. You explained about the sannyasi form association in India, so many babas, and that time at the age of 120, they said that I am Narayana. Then you explained that 125 age only you have a beard and gray hair, and every person in the world, and that person is lay down his head. But I have seen in India that so many babas are breaking that devotee's heart, that I am God, I am God. And then you explain about the varna, about the pride, and the bhakti process is the self, and if you pride you get आप अगर आप में प्राइड आएगा तो यू विल आप लॉर्ड कृष्णा और श्रीमती श्री राधा रानी के लोटस फीट से दूर चले जाएंगे. आई गिव एग्जांपल बिफोर दैट आल्सो दैट as Radhanath Maharaj told that there is a fountain in Gopinath temple, Prabhuji. So when the fountain is going up, इतने ही जल्दी से नीचे आते हैं. So we should not proud about our seva. All the seva is given by Srimati Shri Radharani's mercy. Bhakti allowed. If you have a Mayavadi philosophy, you explain about the Mayavadi philosophy, then Bhakti can follow. And then you given a Nand Maharaj and Pathan story, Shri Govardhan Leela, Govardhan Hill Leela, and one can practice Karma Yoga, Bhakti, Sharva, and then you given an example of all the Nyamasurs, Arishtasurs, and Sankachuda, name, fame, and the blanket of Bhakti, and the Sankachuda, Bakasura, and you explain about the Dvidigha, Sadhu Sant ki Ninda Karna, taste just hearing. Hearing like there is a no taste without salt in a vegetable, and time of Mahaprabhu he forgive the Jadai Madai and all the type of aparadha and sannyas, and then you explain about the Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sinful person, always we should not hear the Mayavadi philosophy, and self avatar of Kali Yuga people. People are most fallen, so they has and worship Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga to deliver, and you explained about the Advaita Acharyas and Sadbhuja forms, and Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality, and about the six Goswami in Guru Parampara, and Prem Nam Sankirtan, Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Channa avatar, and Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, and all, and hearing, reading, before starting japa, we have to start like we have to meditate to Srimati Shri Radharani and Lord Krishna in our Guru Parampara, and Bhakti, we have to hearing, reading, and and उसको वागोड़ना, जैसे जो गैया रानी होते हैं वो सुबह में प्रसाद लेते हैं तो शाम को वो वागोड़ करते हैं, तो उसको ही वो डाइजेस्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो वी हैव टू नॉट ओनली हियर एंड रीडिंग, बट वी हैव टू memorize it whenever we cooking prasad for Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Shri Radha Gopinath. Gaudiya Vaishnav preaching by the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, followers of the Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the only goal to enter in Shri Gaulok Vrindavan Dham, worship Krishna, and the Vasudev and Devaki is in a jail, and that 16 wall, and Srimati Shri Yamuna Maharani is given a wall. The Krishna Katha is going on, Prabhuji. But you take us in a dham, we are not qualified. Really, at least me not qualified to enter in dham. Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any more questions for Prabhuji?
So with this we can start with the
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again for such a beautiful class. Let us all offer obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Jivana Gaura Hari Prabhuji ki jai. So much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for joining today's